Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the first match of Season 37, and we're looking at a 3v3 season. And I'm restarting this record because I somehow talked for 20 minutes before even getting to defense in the first run through. And I don't like my preambles being that long. You guys don't want to marin like that. Now, we begin this season in Kyber 2, and hopefully we're going to be able to hold on. That's what we want to see with all the changes we've made in my roster. We've got a Relic 7 Aphra now. We got the Tuskens brought up to Gear 11, and I mean Chieftan and Warrior. We got Jabba now this 3v3 season. We got a lot of big improvements that I want to see if we'll actually secure a Kyber 2 spot instead of that dance we've been doing for several months now, just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. There is no recap this video. That is in the last Grand Arena video I just posted the other day. I was a little late in posting that one, so I put the history breakdown of the defense in that video. Usually we start off a new week with that information, but it is in that last video if you're interested in it. Now with this bracket, there's some interesting stuff here. So my opponent is Super Bowl. GP-wise, we're all in kind of the same range. I've got a lot of fluff in mind, which is both an advantage and disadvantage because I have a lot of characters on the lower end and a little bit less on the higher end. So it's a push and pull. There's benefits and obviously drawbacks. Zetas, this is something where I'm not even really worth mentioning at this point. At this level, there's probably, I don't know, 170 Zeta. I'm just guessing right now. There's probably like 150 to 170 Zetas that truly matter. So in this range, everybody has the Zetas that matter. With the Omicrons, this is something that is a little bit of a surprise to see, but everyone's in that like 13 to 15 range, which in Kyber 3, we were seeing players like in that 8 to 9 range of Omicrons, where I was regularly having Omicron advantages on my opponents. We are not going to see that in this bracket. There are only 2 players here who are at 9 and 11. Everybody else is 13 or higher. I'm going to slide this over because I want you to see a couple of the players off screen in terms of GL counts and the Omicron counts. You can see SK here, another crazy person, 3 GLs. I think I've seen SK in a recent bracket. May have climbed up from Kyber 3 with me. And then you can see another player with 4 GLs. Everyone else in 5 or 6, but surprisingly no 7 GL players, which is what we were seeing a lot of the last time we were in Kyber 2. So slightly more manageable bracket. I don't know how much we're going to show the other end of the bracket, just my opponent and some of the guys on screen. This player here, John Davis, is worth paying a little extra attention to. He's got a lot of other good stats that are reflected in his roster. Now, relic units, I'm always at the lowest end on this, just a byproduct of how I play my roster, where I like to get the new characters up and running as quickly as possible to that Gear 11 threshold. So that's where a lot of my Chimeras go instead of relics. But that does mean Tusken Warrior and Chieftan are ready to go for testing out this map. The Gear 11 units, this is traditionally one of my advantages. I think we're hitting a point of the age in the game and with the gear changes where that is no longer going to be a relevant piece of information. Plus, unless they increase the amount of defensive teams, that's what we're going to have to see. We're getting to a point where players are just going to have full relic defenses. Not quite yet, but soon enough. Relic distribution, typically we do this in the hotbot, but maybe we're going to just start doing it here. You can just see, I'm going to highlight the tier 7 number. This is a little scary with my opponent. He has the best relics in the bracket. Everyone else has in the 20 to 30 range for the tier 7s. My opponent is just lapping everybody at 62. I'm actually not bad in the tier 5s. And no one else is really worth calling out too much. Mod quality, this is traditionally one of my advantages. We're pretty good in terms of the bracket, but my opponent actually has some of the best mods in the bracket. I'm 3rd in the bracket for the top 25. With the top 500, I have the best. But you can see over John Davis and Super Bowl, it is a small advantage. It's pretty negligible. Really, it's going to come down to the quality of the modding, and that is something that's going to be apparent with my opponent here. Now, the counts, another place where I usually have some advantages. You see that doesn't really exist with either Super Bowl or John Davis. I have small advantages, but not the massive ones that we used to traditionally see, even in Kyber 2. It is something that I will be boosting soon. Now, Datacrons, this might be one of my moving forward advantages, because kind of surprisingly, I'm a little bit more engaged with Datacrons than other players, especially because I don't like them. But I can live with them, and there are advantages to them. It does keep things... It is an easy way for CG to keep things fresh without having to add new characters, so that's something, I guess. But you can see overall counts, I've got the most. John Davis and Super Bowl, they are the two other players who are pretty active with the Datacrons. SK, the other player I called out who had the Dr. Aphra profile picture, or what do they call them in this? They don't call them profile pictures. Whatever. That's the other player who has notable Datacrons. Everybody else Datacron game is kind of like the Quinlan Voss. They're not really participating. Now, I have 3 level 9 Datacrons. 2 of those are Inquisitor ones, but because this is 3v3, we're actually going to be able to use both of them. My opponent has 2 level 9 Datacrons, and he's actually the only other player in the bracket who has level 9 Datacrons. So even though we have an advantage on counts, it's kind of negligible because some of those lower end ones don't really matter. He does match up pretty favorably with the level 6 and up, tied. Nearly tied. Another peculiar thing about this bracket, there are more Jabbas in here than Lord Vaders. There are 3 of us with Jabba. There are 2 Lord Vaders off screen. I mean, we'll slide this over and show you the Lord Vaders. I think that is worth noting. There is the SK, the player who has the Dr. Aphra pick, and pretty interesting to see that kind of result in terms of the newer GLs. Usually what we had seen previously was just a ton of Lord Vaders. I'm glad we're not seeing that anymore. Maybe that's a side effect of that Datacron being gone, that Lord Vader's no longer just locking down Grand Arenas like he was. 1 player, SK, does not have JMK. Everybody has JML. I am the only player without Sith Eternal Emperor. 3 of us without Rey, and 2 of us without SLKR, the other guy being SK, but SK is the other 3 GL player like myself. I'm going to move on to a 4th GL probably pretty quick. I think the window for 3 GLs, even I'm hoping, is still open to outperform what I was doing with 2 GLs, but I think that window is going to close pretty soon because Jabba's pretty easy to get. That's an easy project. Everybody's got a relic Malgus. There's 1 player without a relic Raddus, but one of the players with a relic Raddus is only level 3, so that means there are at least 2 players without the Profundity. Idens are looking good. Everyone's got the Amis. Starkiller. There's a mix of relic levels. Yeah, everyone's got at least 1 Ami. I've been considering it, and I think I'm just gonna stick with 1. I don't think the other Amis are too conditional for me, where I don't think they matter all that much. Dash, surprisingly, for the number of Omicrons we were seeing, only 3 players have the Dash Ami. There is a lot of action going on with the Malgus Ami. I've got 2, my opponent has 3. This is interesting here. Only 3 players with the Savage Ami, and only 3 players with the Traya Ami. That guy, SK, he has both the Savage and Traya Amis. That's a player like me. He's playing like I do. He's got the smart Amis. He knows how to use his roster and not rely on the GLs in order to get the performance. He's getting it out of the work that he's doing and putting in. And those are the kind of players I like to watch out on. Qui-Gon, everybody's got it, obviously. Only SK and I have Dr. Aphra. That's a small little window I'll get to take advantage of. And Swolo's 3 players don't have Swolo, but a number of players who do have Swolo don't have Rey. My opponent, surprisingly, no relics on Maul, and considering how many relic 7s he had, that's a small mercy. You can see he has a slow Cat, a very slow Moff Gideon, Not very slow, but I mean, because mine's only 2 faster than him, but you should have at least 300 speed on Moff Gideon. And his is at relics. Look, like I'm missing like +8 speed from just being gear 12. Or going to relics, whatever gives that extra speed. And slow Darth Revan. And that is how the ships are looking. There are, of the players who do have the Profundity, and 6 out of the 8 of us have the Profundity, 3 of us don't have a 7-star one. Usually for that final star, I don't like to use too many of my crystals. I just do 1 refresh. Typically, maybe I'll throw on a second one if I've banked a decent amount of crystals, but I don't think the difference between a 6 and 7 stars is warranting enough of just like burning through a big crystal horde. I'm fine slow playing it a little bit. I'm gonna jump into that hotbot now. And I gotta pick it up because we're not making as good of speed as I wanted to make on this record. Now, the Grand Arena stats, this is one of the things I like to look at. His guild is a little familiar, Phalanx. I think I may have seen players of this from this guild before. I'm not certain. The undersizes, I've got an advantage of 1,000, but still that's a respectable amount. And the clears, a little low, but it is also respectable. It's reflective of a player who plays, and that is also seen in his Grand Arena history. He's not going to do me any favors by not showing up. Now, with the relic analysis, he does have a decent amount of relic 8s, got a couple relic 9s, but the double relic 8s, that's notable, and we already saw how many relic 7s he has. That's pretty huge. The modding's a little soft, so this is one of the things. We'll see this when we look at his roster in a moment. I think we're just going to speed through this. We've already hit most of this. Yeah, we're going to jump into his roster in detail. So the idea here is we know his mod counts are excellent, but we want to know how those mods are being utilized. I don't remember offhand how many characters I have above 300 speed. I'll check that for next time. But we saw some hints that his modding might be a little soft because his cat was a pretty slow cat at 303. Usually that's a character, especially when people were dealing with mirrors, that players had very fast. And we know his Moff Gideon's at 298. His Dooku is at 300 speed. So he only has 26 characters at that threshold. He does have a lot of the right ones above 300 speed, but there are some notable characters who are a little slower. Grand Inquisitor is pretty easy to get way above 300 speed, so that's a little slow. You can see some of these other usual suspects like Darth Revan or Bossk are on the slower end. Now, he has started attacking first. We're going to check that out now. We are about 4 minutes ahead from my last attempt at recording this opening. So, top territory here. Little bit of help with Mon Mothma getting a hold. That's a bit of a surprise. I have thrown Sana on defense, and what I have changed from the past several 3v3s is I used to have the Tuskens on defense. I've kept them and fortunately remembered to take them off of defense so I could use them on offense for testing purposes. A lot of changes to the Datacrons, some sort of droid thing here, I think. I don't remember what I put on some of those characters. Some Scoundrel Datacrons, some changes because that last set expired. Especially on the Bounty Hunters. They had a Bounty Hunter specific one before and not anymore. Little help from Qui-Gon here getting a hold. Somehow I forgot to throw Datacron here on Dash. We'll have to rectify that next time. I'm surprised I overlooked that. You can see Jabba has a Scoundrel Datacron. From the new set of Datacrons, I think I had 4 or 5 at lock-in. I'll have more by next week, but I tend to focus on Datacrons the second week of Conquest, not the first week. So we'll have a lot more progress for that next week of Grand Arena. Now I'll show you what I have on CLS here. A little bit of droid help. This is really going to help more in 5v5. Just in 3v3, the chances that he's going to be landing 5 debuffs, probably not going to happen too much. And we'll get a little bit of this stacking effect from Chupio, so maybe a little bit of help, not expecting too much. I might go for a Relic 7 Chupio in that Datacron. Probably the only character-specific Datacron I'm in striking distance of pursuing, and that's a well-worthy character of having the Relic 7. I set up to do this like 40 minutes ago, and it is taking a while. This is why things take so long. And then up top here, he hasn't started attacking, but I'll show you what I got going. I have put the Chimera back on defense because I hated trying to throw in anything else there. The Chimera gets holds and challenges your opponent, and that is not the case with the other filler that I have. And this is something that'll be boosted while I work on some of those Sith Eternal Emperor requirements. It's not going to be like a Profundity or Executor level. No, that's not even true. I've been using the executrix in Fleet Arena without having to rely on any of the ships I've put with the Chimera and still able to get win. It's not consistent, but it's possible. Alright, so here's the defense I got to deal with. You got Kylo Ren, Bossk, Iden, Akbar with one Ami, and Talzin. This is manageable, and no datacrons added to any of these characters. The way you should be playing is if you have a full relic squad, you should have datacrons on the characters. Even if it's level 1 or 2, whatever, get the stat boost. Even if they don't benefit from the set, get the stat boost. So up top is manageable. Down below, though, we'll see what happens. So we got JTR, fine. Malgus, double check the datacron. It is the revive datacron, the second one doesn't matter. We got Starkiller. Let's check. This is probably the turn meter, right? Ooh, that's good. I put the turn meter one on that one, on those characters. And we got Jabba. Fortunately, no datacron. He probably had the Jabba datacron last set, but that expired, and he maybe didn't revisit his defenses to add on anything after the old set expired. And then we got Grand Inquisitor. Maybe I should put Grand Inquisitor on defense. Just because you don't see Jedi too often on defense other than Qui-Gon, where the potential benefits of saving him for offense, I don't know, is really there. Okay, so I've got part of a plan, and I don't know how things are going to go. What we're going to do is Aphra up against Jabba. We just got to see how it goes. I don't have the Omicrons. It has about a 75% win rate on Jabba. I don't think the Datacron was active last 3v3 season. I could be wrong about that. So I don't know how that affects the match. What I'm hoping for is that old Jabba data is from when Aphra didn't have the Datacron, because I do have it, and that hopefully just gives me the edge that I need. So we're going to see what happens. My modding's not great, and his modding is better. But if this works, then we should be in a decent position, because I don't want to have to use my JMK. And I have no 3v3 presets for these new characters, so we got to do this the slow way. Let's start with Empire and grab myself Aphra. Where are you? Are you just a scoundrel? I thought you were Empire too. Okay, there's Aphra. Let's grab those droids. And let's make sure we don't make mistakes. So, I'm pretty sure that's the Datacron that I wanted. I had this Datacron ready to go for a month, just waiting for when Aphra would be unlocked. And this is my first chance we get to use it, because she was Gear 11 a week ago. I took her straight to Relic 7. I did not care to wait around at any intermediary levels. All right. I actually haven't done my homework on Aphra either. I need to get back into watching other people's channels, because it's something that, like, you just gotta do your homework and just be up to date on things. But it's something that since I've started my own, that like itch and hunger to just like watch a bunch of SWGOH content is just, it's been satiated a little bit. All right. Okay. I kind of want to save this because we're going to lose BT soon. Let's throw an armor shred. Yeah, we're just going to wait a second. Because those thermals are going to blow up. Oh, he survived it. Okay. Awesome. Great. Let's just do this. Probably should have saved the torture for Jabba, but we'll get it back soon enough. This is because I know Chrysanthemum's going to reappear. Okay. Come on. All right. I feel like these noise levels might be a little high. Let me adjust that. Great start. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Aphra had the Datacron last 3v3 season, so that just worked great. So now we're gonna go with Malgus because I want gas to work because I need to know if I need to clean this up or not. Because gas working means I'm gonna have a much easier day. Let's see if any of these can help. So gain a buff. Yeah, it's not going to help enough. They're not. That's not going to help with Malgus. The health damage isn't. I don't think that's going to be enough. I'm just going to look at the stats. So we got tenacity, armor, penetration, who cares, resistance and potency, resistance, penetration, tenacity. This is all garbage. Alright, we're going to go with this one. We'll get a little bit of protection up, stacking. It's just the tenacity. I think it's only going to come into play once before we lose the characters. But, hey, let's just try it. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use this with Yoda. I want more of these. I was kind of thinking... I wasn't... Yeah, I think I want more of those. Just a couple more. We're going to use it for this one, though. Alright. I am not feeling very confident about this one. Yeah, see, we're already going down. Yeah, go after Rex. You are making the right choices. And this is perfect. We get our turn meter, we get our protection up. Let's hit Malak. Not great. Not a fan of any of this. Yep, I hate all of this. I need you to stand up. Yeah, we're gonna lose you. Nope. No! I'm just gonna hope that we get a chance to use it on Darth Revan. Yes! Yes! Okay. Get my protection up. My stacking protection up. Just deal with that, Malgus. He's going to take me out. And give him a little tickle. Yeah, I don't... This is feeling like a cleanup. But it's fortunately not a JMK cleanup. We can attempt like... Oh, come on, man. Let me get a little of that armor shred action. Yeah, this is... Plus, we're going to get a tank... No, wait. No. There's no tank revive. We're not with gas. Because Malak would have been the revive. Alright. I don't like using bounty hunters in a 3v3 scenario, but it's fine. And now I'm thinking Traya up against Grand Inquisitor. Yeah, so we're doing Traya. Or at least the Triumvirate. We might do Nihilist lead. Just... The only reason I don't like doing Nihilist... Well, there are going to be assists with 7th Sister, because there's no 5th brother here. So with the assists... You know what? Let's just do Traya lead, because there's... The idea with Nihilist lead is it could trigger it really quick, but with the dots from 9th Sister... That should be easily triggered regardless. Oh, they're not. These are all gear 12. All right, let's get into it. Indeed. Okay, we get a little torture action there. Let's increase cooldowns. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do a little of this. Dispel. Nah. You know what? The dots aren't going to do anything because we cleanse the debuffs. That's right. Doesn't matter. We got our Annihilate coming up. Is this, can we look at the datacron? Oh, that's my datacron. Or no, it's their datacron. It's the wrong datacron. Okay. Let's just do it. Because I'm actually kind of not concerned, because we can take out 7th Sister quickly, and once it's just Inquisitor on his own, who cares? Yeah, we're golden. And we'll have Annihilate ready to go. All right. Just let's auto from here. I did watch Mandalorian before I started playing today. I think I got too much Andor. I'm obviously not going to talk spoilers. I think I got too much Andor in the system. I got to get a little bit more time away to just recalibrate my brain back to some proper expectations for the rest of this Lucasfilm universe. It's just... It was very plot heavy, and it's not like it wasn't plot heavy before, so it's not really a fair criticism. It's always been plot heavy. Like it's the difference between plot versus story. Like plot is the things going on, but the story is what it's really about. And there's never been that like other layer to Mandalorian. Not really. And I've always enjoyed Mandalorian. Not Book of Boba Fett. I've always enjoyed Mandalorian. All right. I think we're in. We're just gonna JMK this. I don't want to mess around with it. This team can be super annoying. So I invite the mess. Let's I just need stats. Like, why are we even thinking about this? Let's get some, protection, crit damage. Maybe not with a dark side tank one. I think I have another one. Protection, defense. That's fine. That's fine. What else? What else? Let's stay focused. Let's illuminate Starkiller. Illuminate Palpatine, because he's quick and easy to take out. And now we auto. So loving Last of Us. Good show, great show. I'm not going to get into details on that. Everyone's watching that. I think most anybody watching this channel is probably up to date on Last of Us. That falls into our community. The world of shows that we are interested in. JTR. I might regret this. I think I'm going to use... I'm thinking Jedi Knight Revan, but I also kind of feel like that might be too much. How are you modded? 270. 110. It's a BB-8 though. The BB-8's going to speed up R2. But how fast is this guy? 308. I'm not going to mess with him. Because I was thinking like Bad Batch, but you're going to outspeed Bad Batch. At least my Bad Batch. I think. The other thing I could do is troopers. I just don't trust my troopers for this. We're just going to do Jedi Knight Revan. I don't feel like getting myself into trouble today like I usually do. There's always that one team on a front wall that I just refuse to use a proper counter up against and get myself into these annoying situations and then anger half the people who watch the channel and get downvotes. It's very humorous to me. But I don't feel like doing it today. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to find a bad one. Dark side. No, that one I like to save for Savage. We got enough of these turn meter ones that we just can use it. I mean, obviously they're not getting the turn meter. I'm just giving them some extra stats. I'm just thinking through how I want to approach it. Let's just go after Rey. She's just a little tanky that... come on, man. Maybe I should be going after BB-8 is all I'm thinking. I don't think I've done this counter in like years. Like Grand Arena 2.0. Well, that's probably more to do with just you don't see JTR that often. I mean, I used to throw JTR on my defense all the time, but and she's actually a pretty decent defensive team, but you just still never saw her too often. All right, let's just auto the rest of this. I am very behind on Bad Batch. Basically, since Last of Us started, I stopped watching Bad Batch. I've liked it fine. It just hasn't really held my interest. I have rather opted to rewatch things I've seen before than watch Bad Batch. Just not in the mood. You know what? This might be a mess. Because this isn't 5v5. What do we want to do? Do I want to do like Aurra Sing? Maybe Greedo and Mando? I think that's going to go poorly. Maybe Zam? Could be Grief. It's just I like Greedo because maybe we get lucky with all the assists. I think I'm going to add that Zeta to Greedo. I'm a little worried about this. I am interested in Grief because of the heal, but I think I want the stats from Zam. We're going to go with this. It might be a bad call. Especially with like the preloaded turn meter right there. Alright, so we go take a bonus turn. That was a dodge. Let's call in the assist on Aurra Sing. There is a thermal, so I'm going to basic trigger it and get that turn. Okay. Don't die on me. Yes, here we go. All right, perfect. This is like a fine day. I'm glad I drank that coffee. It's midnight and I got deadlines, but this is going well. I can't forget about the Tuskens though. That's important. All right, we got Qui-Gon, Padme. I'm worried about Raddus because we got ourselves into trouble before Raddus not having a counter. Well, you know what? We still have JML. I just got to choose how I want to divide up my counters right now. And I need to decide where I want to use those Tuskens. So let's look back up here. So obviously not against crew. I think we're going to have to Wampa Iden. That's a strong Iden squad. I don't want to mess around. But you know what? We can also Savage it. Except Savage has there's some damage caps that might come into play up. Let's just Wampa it. Let's not overthink this. Alright. What do we want? Because our old friend has expired. You know what? That wouldn't be bad for Wampa. Sure. Because Wampa's going to use that basic a lot. Alright, we got our little AoE action. Why am I playing this? Let's just auto. Yeah, the other thing I've been watching a little bit of is the new season of Carnival Row, a show on Amazon that nobody watches, but I enjoy. It's fun world building. I like the world they've created for it. It's very like in depth and interesting. It's a fantasy show in like a steampunk-ish Britain. And we got to make sure we select range, and maybe let's make sure that, okay. Yeah, let's auto. It's got Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne, and Jared Harris was in it as well. And Jared Harris is so good. Jared Harris, I would be interested to find out if he's ever done anything bad. He just brings it in everything. It was unfortunate when he got too famous for The Expanse and they just couldn't bring him back. Because I haven't read the books, but from what I understand is his character remained very relevant in the later books in The Expanse, and he stopped showing up in the show just because he got other work. There's also the show, I think it was on Hulu or FX. I mean, not Hulu, it was on FX. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was FX, called The Terror. It's a, like, fictionalized pseudo-history of an actual British exploration ship that was trying to find the Northwest Passage, called The Terror. And the ship disappeared, and they just made up this history for what happened to the ship. And Jared Harris he's either captain or first mate, and he's great in it. Love Jared Harris. All right. I would actually like to see him in Marvel or Star Wars. It would be fun, but I doubt he is interested. No, you know what? He's done so much nerds. Why would I say that? He's in a fantasy show on Amazon Prime, and he's done The Expanse. He's interested. All right. What are we doing here? Okay. None of these teams I'm scared of. We just got to think through it. The Akbar teams are the only thing, so that means my JML can be used elsewhere. We also have Starkiller. You know what might be interesting? Savage might be interesting up against Akbar. Oh, wait. We're going to use... All right. We're going to do it here. Tuskens. Now, the logic here is because of how Mon Mothma works, the damage output's a little soft. There's a Gear 12 character, although Kyle Katarn puts out a lot of damage. But we have, in 5v5, we did this, and it was a promising match. Now, what I think we're going to do is we'll do Chieftain, Warrior, and we will do Raider. Because we don't have the Chieftain Ami. So because we don't have the Chieftain Ami, the Raider Ami will still work. Because that was just a conditional thing that turns off the Chieftain's Ami if Raider is on the team. But we don't have that, so it's not going to come into play. So, hopefully, it's a lot of soft characters. Shaman's a little... They all offer something, which is why some of this is interesting. But let's get to it. All right. Don't die on me from... Okay, this is awesome. We get a little protection up before Kyle Katarn just blows us away. This is great. Okay. And they're going to have the single target over on the Raiders. So they're not going to be able to take out the Raiders, and they're going to be taunting. We probably just need to auto this. But we're oh, that's a little scary. That's a little scary. We're going to lose Warrior. Next time Kyle Katarn does an AoE, we're not getting enough momentum. I need to not use that ability. We need to use this, because this will give us the 5 stacks. Okay, so we're at 10 stacks. We need to get higher. We're going to time out. Alright, we still need more stacks. So we're using that. Okay, next time we can use that other ability. Kyle Katarn's getting really high on the Jedi influence. Alright. Okay. What does this do again? Because Cardoon's just going to come back is why I don't want to do it. Oh wait. Did she not have potency? I thought she had potency. Do I need to read these abilities again to understand what happened there? Alright, I'm just going to use this ability. Yeah, this is annoying. We need to just auto, I feel like. Okay, this will take out Cardoon. Hope. Yes, okay. Okay, now give me some momentum. Does that give me momentum? No. Come on, take him out. Take him out. Take him out. We got a little bit of time before the revive comes. I need a faster warrior. Come on, do some damage. Yes! Yes. 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 This is what I like to see. This is what this channel's about. Using 3-star Gear 11 nonsense and beating something. This is what I wanted to see out of these guys. And just the Raider Ami, definitely the way to go until you want to mess around with the sign of Django, and I'm not ready to do that yet. If I'm going to put down 3v3 Amis, it might be up for the Aphra. The thing is, I'm not going to do those 3v3 Amis on Aphra until that Datacron's gone. There's just no need for it, I don't think, at this stage. All right, we're going to Grand Inquisitor these guys. I'm in a good mood right now. This is what I like. All right, we're gonna do. What did I do last time? Doesn't matter. We didn't have the Datacron last time. We have the Datacron now. Does not matter. I need to go check out those old videos. I think I did. Did I do? Let's just do this. No. I know what I did. I know what I did. I did 2nd and 8th, and I left 5th brother with that team. And I remember being a little surprised that this was more effective than Fifth Brother. Not that it matters with the Datacron in effect, but yeah. Awesome. I'm just gonna JML up Raddus. Okay. Sure. I'd kind of prefer like a JKR. Let's get some offense if I can. We're going to take these stats: offense, crit chance, health, defense. All right. Scare Raddus. Blow up Jin. There we go. We just called a bunch of assists, got... I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, let's not pretend there was, like, any strategy to that. We just played a GL. And did GL things. Okay, we got a Relic 8 BAM. Doesn't seem worth it. That's why I like the slow BAM strategy for the Executor. All right, what are we doing here? Okay, the Akbar is the interesting thing. Let's you know what I'm tempted to do Savage. I don't know if if it works or not. It could. There's just a lot of healing, so I don't know if we're going to get to the overpower at all. Do I have Malak? Malak's on defense with Malgus, right? That would have been smart. Oh, I have Malak. Alright, we're doing a Malak solo. Not that they can take him out, but... we'll give him the revive, a little protection and crit chance, I guess. Protection, crit damage? Because with fear and healing immunity, this is going to cause them more problems. Can we get Shaak? Nice. Really, I should be going after Captain Han, because Han's gonna... she's got fear, so I'm gonna leave her alone. It's the revive that I think is going to be the difference maker here. Come on, guys. All right. Who's do I have with Malgus? Darth Revan and Bastila? That's probably fine. I'd rather, in 3v3, I'd rather have Malak. Why am I even playing this? This is obviously dominating. Let's just auto. has been going great. You know what? We can GTR this. Could also GTR the Bossk, but whatever. We're just gonna do this. Oh, the health steal's gone. I would have liked some health steal. This will be an easy one. Just take him out as early as we can. I need to see if I can unlock the potential one-hit capabilities with Swolo by putting on those armies. Getting a little worried about these AoEs. All right. Yeah, if we don't... We should have started with Kylo Ren. These AoEs are going to get to our... they're going to negate the power of Swolo. Stun. Come on. A little worried. Awesome. All right, we're golden. What did I do? Okay. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was trying to hit auto. Swolo's great. I like Swolo. You don't need Rey. Don't make the game feel like you don't need to worry about him if you don't have Rey. He's great with JTR. And that is my preferred combo. I tried him with BB-8. BB-8's not adding anything. R2 stealth makes it work. All right, what am I doing with this? We got Vader. We do have fifth brother with an... Oh, no! I messed up. That Inquisitor Datacron goes with eighth brother. I shouldn't have put eighth brother with Grand Inquisitor. Next time I'll remember that. Okay. So we won't get the full benefits of the second Inquisitor's team. Not that we need it. Savage is not the way to go. Let's just do a Savage solo here. Wait, maybe that's a bad idea. I think I made it work before, though. It's just, with all the stacking buffs, Boba Fett, and there's healing immunity. No, he'll dispel the healing immunity. It's all the buffs that could become a problem. I think I did it before, though. We're going to do it. You know what? It's not like we need to do a solo. We could just play it safe. You know what? I'm more worried about this team being an annoyance. We're going to do this. I think the players with Relic Night Sisters are going to have a nice head start on the Fallen Order characters. Because I'm sure that his kit is going to be about no longer undergearing Night Sisters. Awesome. This is kind of fun, but it's kind of boring. It's just I like all these characters, which is why I think I'm enjoying it. But it's not like it's a challenge or interesting. All right. I feel like for having a pretty clean match, this is a long video. We did have a long opening though. All right, do I want? Maybe this is where we do Starkiller, because the teams on the back wall had a mix of relics and unrelic characters, so I don't think. Let's not worry about it. Let's just blow this up with known quantities. And sure, crit damage. Stuns. Just trying to hit those staggers quickly and early. Let's just auto. Definitely not Inquisitors there. We could do Inquisitors here. And we still get plenty of benefit from this, just not the full benefit. This one is from when I was trying to find the Grand Inquisitor. It's just the rerolls got too expensive. Let's pull it from BAM. Yeah, we'll throw some Foresight up. I'm actually a little concerned about this. Yeah. Definitely have reason to be concerned. Let's get out of here. Alright. Did I click on Quill? I don't want to do that. Alright. Okay. No. Okay. Alright. I may have not properly evaluated the threat of a Relic 8 BAM. Because I've used up a lot of weapons that would be great right now. You know what would have been great? JTR. JTR would have been great. Vader would have been pretty good. If I wasted that... I did not need to use Starkiller up against those bounty hunters. There were plenty of other solutions to those bounty hunters. We're going to go with... I don't feel great about this either. So gain a buff, recover. Yeah, that's that. Let's do that. Okay. How do I like to do this? I'm trying to remember who I like to click on. I think I click on Arc. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. It's just using the Inquisitors there was just a bad idea. It's a bad idea that I shouldn't have done. This Relic 8 BAM. Maybe I disrespected you earlier in the video. I should have healed and dispelled. Oof. All right, here's a chance. Beautiful. Okay. I just thought that Datacron was going to make more of a difference. The Inquisitor Datacron was wrong. All right, what do we? Do I want to do Hondo? I don't really love what I've got a bunch of weird stuff. Let's do Hondo. So we'll do Qira, L3 Hondo. Can't use a Datacron, but oh, I forgot about Zori. I'm gonna be adding a lot of these other Datacrons or other relic levels and stuff soon. Is what I think I'm really gonna be doing. L3's here just to buy some time. We got our stacks of ransom. We're going to be super powered pretty soon. We can... I don't think they're... Without debuffs, they're really not going to be too much of a threat. Maybe we'll take out Barris first, maybe. We're doing assists right now just to drive up stacks on the ransom. I know it's giving protection up, but that's fine right now. I want to get rid of Barris, because once Barris is gone, the rest of this will be easier. Awesome. I love Hondo. I don't know if... Well, this was an easy squad, but I don't even know if I need him at Relic 7. Although I was trying to get his Datacron, but that Datacron's about to expire anyway. I'd have to use crystals for those materials at this point. I tried to get it. I couldn't get it in the rolls. Now this does lose for me sometimes, and I don't like it. We saw it once, like I think a week or two ago in Grand Arena, or a round or two ago. So, awesome, we're good. It's sometimes Cad Bane doesn't go down quickly, and those are the matches that don't go well. When you get the assists, it's going to be a good match. And we're getting the assists. Get rid of all that nonsense from Slave 1. Yes. All right. It's over. Why am I still playing this? Okay, I'm starting to feel that it's like 1 a.m. I set my daily reset for 2 a.m. and I still haven't done Conquest, and I really should go to sleep. But I gotta do my Conquest, and I haven't touched Conquest today because I spent all day working towards my deadline. What am I doing? What you can see I'm not sharp anymore. Why would I do that right now? Alright, we'll do the AoE. Get out a vulture droid. Yeah, vulture droid. We'll stun. It's fine. Give me some turn meter. Get buzz droids everywhere, get some assists. Cleanse. Don't care. Now we bring out Spy. Awesome. Yeah, don't get distracted with the Vulture droids. Leave them if you can. I'm gonna actually just... I'll take a little protection away. I just don't want to drive turn meter, and I know I had to do that. Okay. And I can't... If I don't want to hit Spy with a weak hit, because he'll go under stealth, but this is good enough right here. Now this I'll do. Fine. Because when you take out the Vulture droids, you're driving turn meter. Like, I know you guys all know this, but sometimes it's nice to hear a reminder. And I want to get... Oh, he gets to it first. See, this is what I was concerned about. And I didn't bring out a reinforcement. Are you kidding me? 2 dodges? You guys are being ridiculous. That was kind of close. You can see why I was being so careful with taking out the Vulture droids. Because I knew we were kind of getting close to him to get into the ultimate first. And I took a little risk not bringing out Soldier earlier. Alright, we are... What am I doing? Chimera? Okay, Chimera. We're going to use Executrix. I think this is fine. I think I did this in Territory Wars yesterday, and it was fine. Am I? Okay, I need one more star. Alright, yellow protection up. We will... I guess we'll hit Vader, but I should probably just hit Bomber, because Bomber is going to start taunting soon enough, as soon as Vader goes. That's not good. That did not happen when I was doing Territory Wars. We're going to lose this. We're just... You know what? I like that I've damaged Vader. I think I'm going to allow it. Let's bring out Defender. Oh my god, just take him out. Yes! Okay, this we can have a nice cleanup now. I think this is a 6-star defender. Is that what I got? You know what? Let's give him a little protection up. Never mind. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. These things are okay. Let's Finalizer, I think. The other ships, I think we're going to struggle a little bit more in this particular counter. I'm glad I did not retreat. We made some nice progress. Alright, let's give turn meter to everybody. Get a big hit. That barely does anything because I have a Gear 12 crew. Throw Hunted over on the bomber. Turn meter again to everybody. Let's not get distracted. We got to get rid of bomber. Oh, come on, man. We've got advantage. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Not what I want. This is what I want. Because I want the assist, which didn't do all that much damage. Stun? Great. I'm going to take out Reaper because he can drive turn meter. Awesome. Nice. All right. All right. We are. I mean, he hasn't attacked the back wall, but we are in a situation where we are matched up with him, at least so far, with the squads, assuming he clears the back wall in one attempt, which he could. And fleets, we will need a hold, but he does have Profundity, Negotiator, and then I guess Finalizer and Raddus. And he is a 6 GL player, so he does have the GL pilots on Raddus and Finalizer, which means he's probably not going to have too much issue with my back wall, with my fleets. So I'm expecting this to come down to banners, and it's going to be tight. So we will check back in with an update and results. And we pulled it off. The fleet stands tall. Back wall here gives us no help. He beats it in single attempts. There were some decent teams back here with CLS and Maul, but fleets is what ultimately secures us the victory. Where he is unable to get through my negotiator. I am guessing he just had some bad RNG with his own negotiator, because his malevolence was on defense, his executor was on defense, so probably took the profundity up against my executor, then would have had negotiator, finalizer, Raddus, and possibly some other Empire ships and some Rebel ships to bring at the negotiator. But if his own negotiator doesn't work, that puts him in a little bit of a compromised position. Maybe What sometimes happens with those negotiator mirrors is the relic 8. I'm sure I do. Relic 8 or higher relic Kenobis is a little bit trickier. It's just a little less consistent. And I think it just got a little unlucky. But I'm happy to be walking away with this from this match with a win, because he was by far the toughest opponent in the bracket. So for me to get past him means we've got a good shot to move on through the rest of this week and make sure we still remain in Kyber 2. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.